Alexandra here, who just come in. So this is going to be a very
Hello.
interesting session. Hi, Alexandra.
Sorry?
Hi, Alexandra. You're now live
Yeah.
to the audience. Thank you for coming to India GDC, and the stage is all yours.
Okay. Um, just let me share my screen. Um, okay. I think this is working. So, hi everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying the conference so far. My name is Alexandra and I'm part of Imperial Online. I will be presenting for you today the top tricks for free corporate PR. Um, So, before I start, I'm just gonna give a brief overview of, sorry, uh, is this, can everyone see the screen? Okay, sorry about that. So I'm gonna present an overview of our company. So I'm from Imperial Online. We are one of the biggest game production companies in Bulgaria and in southeastern Europe, with a portfolio of over 28 released games and over 60 million players worldwide. Our flagship title is also called Imperial Online, and it is available on multiple platforms, including Steam, um, mobile and browser. In 2018, we were acquired by Stillfront Group, which is the largest, which is a free-to-play powerhouse for successful studios with an exciting and diverse portfolio. Since joining the company, a lot of doors have opened for Imperial Online, and one of them was to actually look into more of the publishing side of the gaming industry. So that all started with our us acquiring a mobile title called Siege World War II from our sister company Simultronics. And since having the game in-house, we managed to triple the revenue of the game and to increase its metrics and turn it into a very good title. With this achievement, we were outlined as the Life Ops Hub at the group, and a year later, this year actually, in the middle of no, last year at the end of 2000, we started looking more into the publishing of external games, so outside of Stillfront, and that is how we acquired our second title from an external company called Crush Them All. We have had the title with us for 6 months now, and we managed to make the title perform at its best for such a less time. Even I think last week we introduced a new hero to the game, so this has been going really well for us, and it's one of the main things we do. We focus on at Imperial Online. So more about me. I'm part of the marketing and biz dev team at Imperial Online. I have been part of the team for 1.5 years now. And since joining the company, one of the main roles that I have taken on is to take care of the corporate PR of the company, because we don't have a specifically dedicated person to do that or a unavailable budget, but the whole PR side of a company is really important, and we think it's really worth to invest your time in it. Before continuing, I'm gonna give you a brief overview of what this presentation will cover. So I will tell you how to increase your social media presence, tricks on how to engage with media and PR agencies, as well as why awards and certificates and internal and external events are really important for your PR, and how PR is actually related to influencers, because many people don't know, but you can actually use that for your PR. You can benefit from them. Before going on into these points, I'm just gonna briefly mention four vital benefits that will be that you need to consider of why it's really important to invest in PR. So the first thing is actually corporate image. It's really PR really helps build a brand image for you as a company. So this isn't a business investment that you can buy. It's something that you build, and it's really vital because this can increase your visibility as a company. For example, one thing I really notice and I'm fond of when I'm thinking to other companies is that when we discuss, for example, a mutual opportunity, and I'm telling them more about my company and what it does, and they reply to me with, "Yeah, I know Imperial Online and its products, its games. This is a really good thing to hear, and it proves that the whole PR and increase of the visibility is working." So this is related to the whole brand and corporate image I'm speaking of. And another thing that is linked is it also increases your online presence. So PR materials and publications are viewed by a large number of people. So this can just increase your online presence on the internet as a whole. The second thing related to the benefits of PR is linked to the HR purposes. So think of PR as an additional channel for recruiting. We at Imperial Online always try to create and showcase on our social media that we create for our employees really positive environment, and which represents success. So by sharing all the things that are happening in the company, we try to showcase not only our partners and users, but also everyone that is following us, that Imperia is a good place for work. So by showing that, we potentially attract new talents to our company. And who doesn't want to actually work in a successful company? We also have an internship program which we share on all of our social media. We actually have a specific tab on our corporate website where we promote that, and we, yeah, as I mentioned, often share on Facebook, for example, that we are looking for interns. We can make an unexperienced person to a potential employable one. And a good example for me, a good example for this is me. I was once an intern at the company, and since joining it, I have seen that everything that is shared on social media and that we strive to showcase is actually true. So really glad to actually be part of this. The third reason is related to something I mentioned in the previous slides with the HR purposes. So building and showcasing your brand identity, it can be related to any stories, culture. For example, we have events, and as you can see on the screenshots and pictures, we host events and different uh, get-togethers and gatherings, for example, board nights, just to communicate more with each other, even outside of working hours. We act as a family, and we want to share our company culture and values to the outside world as well. I have included a short quote here that says that we create worlds really similar in our games, in the office as well, because people can rediscover themselves in a new way, so they can feel like this is one family and everyone is here for each other. And the fourth pillar for really why you should invest your time in PR is related to your company goals. So by positioning our company goals and sharing them, we manage to extract what we're looking for. An example is, as I mentioned in the beginning, our company is really focused now on acquiring external titles, and we started sharing that information through all channels, not only ours, but we try to distribute this information on external websites and medias. We also built a specific tab on our corporate website for this, because we want to let the world know that we uh, are Imperial Online and we're looking for this. And by doing that, actually, the outcome was really good and for us, because in the beginning we were the ones who were contacting external companies and asking them for calls, and now after distributing this news, it is just the opposite. Not only are we contacting companies, but the companies want to speak to us and want to propose their game for acquisitions. And it's really nice to see that this site is working for us as well. So this is something that you should really consider. Don't be afraid to post what your company goals are and what you're looking for. The outcome will be good, so don't worry about that. Well, it's actually time now to share with you the top tricks we have in our right sleeve at Imperial Online for free corporate PR. So, the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the social media presence. Um, it's it's really important to keep your social media updated. So we're available and live on multiple platforms and channels such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Um, it's really, as mentioned, vital to keep all of these channels updated, not just only one, but all of them. So I know it takes a lot of creativity to do so, because you need to post different content so you're not repetitive. And a really good trick here is to actually have a plan previously to posting. It doesn't necessarily need to be a 1 month plan or a 2 month plan, or for you to pay to third party platforms to schedule everything there. Just make an Excel sheet and plan everything week by week. This is personally what I do, and it has really helped me to have a preliminary plan for everything, because if you have a plan for the long term, um, recent news that might pop up that you need to share will kind of interfere with your plans, and it might become a mess eventually. Another thing here is that you need to understand that every platform is different. You don't need to post everything copy pasted on all channels. Really think which news is related to which platform, and to what target audience to it attracts the specific platform. So you need to think about that before posting. If you've run out of ideas, a trick here is to just conduct a basic search on Google and see what the recent trends are. One thing we really often use is Throwback Thursday, because of the times of COVID, such as now. It's really difficult to get together with all of our company and to share pictures. So we often post pictures from previous things that we've had at the office. The second really important thing is to make a blog if you don't have one. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a blog with long articles. And if you think that this will be time consuming for you, it actually isn't. So you can just share story highlights or different stories from your company that's been happening recently. One thing we do often share is if our one of our games has a major update, and we like to post it on the blog so people and users who play the game can interact with and post comments if this is something that they're looking forward to, and etc. You can post press announcements such as on the screenshot that I've showed here. This is an interview of our COO, which was featured on one of the biggest medias in Bulgaria, DevStyler. So we wanted to post it to have it in our blog as well. Um, another trick here that I can suggest is if you again run out of content, try implementing and introducing a weekly or a monthly event to engage users. So one thing we do is post every Friday. We have a short interview with one of our colleagues, and they share just what they do as their hobbies, what their life at Imperial Online is, how they found out about the company. And this is something that not only our colleagues and partners, but also the users really like of our games, because this is a way to see the people who are behind, essentially behind the game, behind your favorite game. Another trick here is to post all these blogs on social media. So this increases the connection between and resharing between all the platforms and the channels that you have. So essentially, it's an organic outreach. The third thing I will discuss here is YouTube and live streams. So, in regards to YouTube, we, as mentioned and related to the brand identity, we try to, with the videos we post on YouTube, we try to showcase our company culture and brand identity. We, throughout the years, we've done different videos for different occasions such as awards, anniversaries, conferences, Christmas parties. We've even had short interviews with colleagues in different teams. And if they're developing, for example, when we developed version 6, which is the recent version of our flagship title, Imperial Online, we documented the whole thing, how all the teams are working together to create this new environment for our players. In regards to the live streams, on the pictures you can see with the blue shirt, this is Mitko. He is the one who takes care of the all the channels related to the games. I'm doing only the corporate channels on our social media, so he's the one responsible for all the live streams. He posts really regularly. He makes one every week, and they are related to, for example, a new tournament that it's happening in our games, or new features or modules that we're introducing, so our players can get a better and face-to-face engagement with the team. He even often invites game designers to do Q&A live sessions, and this allows for our players to actually just not only ask questions, but if they have some concerns about a certain module, to alert. Um, Another thing is our CTA Discord channel. So it uses the same idea, but it's just essentially a different channel. It is a good place to interact with our players. We have all different sub channels here where we post updates, and it lets the players to just speak to one another and form friendships, if or guilds if they want to be and one together. Another really important thing here is our corporate website. So it is your best and most powerful tool when it comes to a business. It shows your brand identity. It because in your corporate website you often mention the history and the timeline of your company, and it is related to the credibility that a business has, because on there you share all the information and it's coming from you. So nothing could be put under how should I say it? So nothing can be questioned because it's coming from you. And if people want to reach out to you, they can do that because you've left your contacts there. And a number of occasions I can give as an example is that I try to, in my daily job, I try to contact many companies and, for example, from conferences because I want to talk to them about an opportunity. And I stumble upon that they don't have a corporate website. So this is a major struggle if you want to discuss something with a company. It is also related to the SEO ranks, increases your visibility on Google and other search engines. One trick also here is to link your blog with your corporate website. So if someone comes on your website and wants to see if you are, for example, still uh, on not online but regularly posting or active as a company, he can go on your blog and then on your social media channels and see, oh, you've posted just from last week. So I can contact them and I will receive an answer soon because they're still operating. um, Another thing and trick here is to, and that a lot of developers don't think of, and other companies, is to have a Wikipedia page because they might think that it's something that it's really time consuming, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. So essentially, this is the first thing that comes up on Google. So it's free and accessible. It doesn't really take a lot of resources, and um, it's really easy to set up. So you just need to create an account and start updating. We personally update it once a year because throughout the year a lot of things are happening, and we want to um, just post the most important ones. And this essentially, the Wikipedia page can boost your organic search results. If the Wikipedia page was more related to the general users, the corporate newsletter, which we also have and we introduce it to our partners because people trust their inboxes, and it's really important to have this. For example, if someone is scrolling through social media, they will not take a lot of time to look through something, as if something is staying in their inboxes and it's deliberately posted there, so people will most definitely open and read through that. A lot of people will think that if they have a newsletter, people won't engage in their social media. Actually, it's just the opposite. It's rather boosts your content strategy rather than being a replacement of your other channels. So you can link all the information that you've posted on social media and the article, not the articles, and the writing that you do for the newsletter. So people, if they're particularly interested in a specific topic, they can click on the link and go to your Facebook, for example, and read more about this specific thing. And the best thing is that it's low cost. The second thing that I'm gonna discuss is news sharing. So building a network of media and PR contacts, it's really important to focus on the long-term contacts. So here I've listed 3 ways on building this network. So the first one is to actually just conduct the basic research on Google, look at top lists, top charts for media and PR agencies, and make an Excel sheet and just list them there. Another thing to do is ask people, for example, for intros. If you're networking, attending events, or just you can use LinkedIn to ask big companies or your contacts. For example, if they can introduce you to their media contacts, people will pretty surely answer you. And if they don't have a specific contact, they will probably give you advice on how to acquire them. The third thing is to look at big companies and what they do. So look at big names in your industry where they post their news and news related topics on what channels, on what agencies, on what websites. And this is a really good way to start as well. After doing that, it's really important to remember when we're sharing information to tag all the companies, especially if it's a collaboration. This allows for a bigger outreach, and people will most likely reshare this on or their channels as well. Um, and this gives you additional PR from big channels. If the news is big, people will definitely want to reshare it. They just need a little push, and this is related to the idea that people are often unaware of big news, and you just need to send them the information via email so it's easier for them. If and finally, introduce revenue share if people or agencies, big companies or agencies want to ask for a prepayment. So revenue share is the business model, is the best option for you here. If you don't have an available budget for PR, this is what we do really often. The third thing related to PR that we very often use are awards. So awards are a free way of proving that you're the best by showcasing achievements. So if you're suitable for specific awards, just search for them, search for awards, and apply and grow, not only as a business but as a company name. So this serves as a third party endorsement and gives bigger visibility to your company. And it's also a free publicity, so this can essentially attract new talents, which is linked to the HR purposes of PR, which I mentioned earlier. So who for example, who wouldn't want to work in a successful company? If you go on our website, we have linked all of our awards there. You will see if I'm someone who's searching for a job, I will see that this specific company has a lot of awards and they're probably good with their products and good at what they do. So I would most definitely want to work in that company and utilize all these things to the full extent. You can post it on everywhere that you think of, such as not only social media, but you can include it in company brochures and press releases. The fourth thing is internal and external events. So this relates to the events that we have in our company. We our team works really closely with the HR team to organize fun and diverse and engaging events for our employees, such as outdoor events, virtual team buildings. We give on special occasions, we provide gifts for our colleagues, and the external events are our BizDev team often participates in digital conferences. Unfortunately, due to COVID, most of them are offline now, such as this one. So we try and focus on sharing everything on social media, even the talks after they've come out on YouTube, for example. We post links and share pictures from meetings we've had on the platforms, and this also continue serves as a bigger outreach, especially if we tag those companies. We also do live videos from events, which unfortunately now we don't really do because of COVID. Hopefully, we will be back really soon to do that as well. The five trick and team that I will talk about is influencers and micro influencers specifically. So why micro influencers can be a PR boost? Journalists often search for their content on social media, and this is essentially where influencers post. So you can actually see the link here. By seeing many influencers talking about certain products, people and PR agencies can actually take an interest in that and start following your company by seeing such engagement by the influencers. So this allows for an organic discovery. Uh, One thing I can suggest here is definitely try to with different influencers, not only one platform, for example TikTok or only YouTube. Try to reach out to many of them, and if you're struggling to reach out to such influencers, one thing I can suggest is try conducting a search for that one as well, or just contact influencer agencies. There are many out there who will be gladly to help. When starting a partnership with them, ask them very similarly to the other media agencies to tag you. So this will also be linked with the higher and organic visibility. And really similar again to the other things I mentioned, if you don't have a spare budget for the influencers, definitely ask them for revenue share as well, because most of them will be will not be hesitant to engage in a partnership on such business model, especially if you explain to them in detail what that is. A quick summary from the presentation. So be it's really important to be active and post regularly on all the social media, because if you're not active, the results won't come. And in the beginning, I also mentioned that you need to be creative. So it takes a lot of time to build a to build and have different ideas, so you're not repetitive. But this is something that you need to invest, is especially as mentioned, if you want results and to increase your media outreach. Be consistent, not only on one channel, but be consistent on all, with the newsletters, with the blogs, with the different channels, with Discord. And the revenue share business model is your best friend, especially for companies who are just starting out and don't have any available budgets and want to increase their visibility. This is a good way to start doing that. This is from me. If you have any questions, I've linked my contacts below. You can contact me via email, or you can find me on LinkedIn to discuss this presentation more details. Thank you.